Welcome back to another exciting episode of Movie on Mic. Today, we are taking you on a cinematic journey to a place where creativity knows no boundaries, where diverse perspectives take center stage, and where the magic of storytelling comes to life on a big screen. I'm your host, Shivashish, and I'm thrilled to introduce you to the Fort Smith International Film Festival. Is not just your ordinary film festival. It's a celebration of art, culture, and the power of storytelling. With its mission to cultivate a vibrant film culture in the region, this festival brings transformative cinematic experiences. Now, in its third edition, the festival has become a theatrical gateway to creativity's Wild West. It's a place where filmmakers of all backgrounds and perspectives are not only welcomed but celebrated. It is a stage where voices from every corner of the world converge, creating a tapestry of cinematic excellence. In 2022, this incredible film festival screened over 137 movies, each one representing unique culture, talent, and storytelling prowess of over 30 plus countries, nations, and tribes. It's a truly global celebration of cinematic arts and it continues to grow year after year. And to talk about the Fort Smith International Film Festival, I would like to invite the president, Mr. Brandon Goldsmith, who will shed light on how he and his team has created one of the most talked after film festivals in the world. Welcome to Movie on Mic, Brandon.
Thank you so much. I'm very happy to be here. It's exciting to get to talk to you today about our exciting experiences using your platform.
And just like any idea today requires strong technical backing. For that, I would like to invite our second guest, which is Chida, account manager for Fort Smith International Film Festival, who will tell you how Muvi helped in the successful execution of the Fort International Film Festival. Welcome to the podcast, Chida.
Thank you, Shivashish. I am thrilled to welcome Brandon to our show today. Brandon has been with us for 3 years. So welcome, Brandon, and let's discuss about Fort Smith International Film Festival today.
Yes, I am excited to talk about this and had some wonderful experiences with you.
Thank you.
So, Brandon, I would ask my first question to you. Can you tell us something about yourself and your vision behind the River Valley Film Society, which conducts the Fort Smith International Film Festival?
Yes. I myself am a filmmaker, and so that's actually what I'm doing here today. I'm actually at a writer's residency working on post-production of a documentary. And actually, this documentary is kind of what got everything started with that led into the film festival. So what I did is I was putting together my crew in my city, and I realized that I had some people over here who would do lighting, another person who would do sound, but they both didn't know that they were in the same region. And so what I started doing is started having meetings and started having places where we could showcase local and regional filmmakers. So once a month we would do a kind of highlight filmmakers. Well, we had a premiere for one of our filmmakers, and we ended up selling out one of the venues with over 340 people. And we were like, goodness gracious, I think our city is ready for a film festival. And so that's what kind of got the film festival going. So we created the River Valley Film Society, which it's a nonprofit. And then we were trying to figure out, what do we want to do? What is it that makes us a unique film festival? What kind of film festival do we want to be? Because you have to understand where we're located. We're located in the heart of the United States, in the middle of the United States. We're in Fort Smith, Arkansas. So you have Arkansas, and then we're right on the border of Oklahoma. And what you have to understand about the United States is right on the other side of that border there, we have the Choctaw and Cherokee nations, which are the Native American tribes. And here in the United States, they have their own sovereignty. And so the way that we were thinking about it is right on the other side of the river from us was another sovereign nation. And therefore we were international border. So that's where we started the idea of having an international border, because of the Native American tribes right there. And so we started growing the festival from there. And so those were the kind of the original ideas, and trying to find ways to bring movies in from all over the world in order to kind of bring culture into the middle of the United States, but also to showcase what we have here to the rest of the world. And in order to showcase what we have in the rest of the world, that's where Muvi comes in, because that allows us to broadcast our festival to this year we had close to over 40 nations involved, in countries involved in the festival.
Yes, so with so many film festivals out there, I would like to understand how Fort Smith International Film Festival, where you showcased your content, is different from others, and how Muvi has helped you achieve your targets.
Okay. Well, so we have used y'all, for all 3 years of our festival. So the first year of our festival, we had 4 venues all across our city. So what we were able to do is we actually live streamed, because you understand our first year of our festival was 2021. And so, COVID was still a big deal. So we kind of had to half a lot of our in-person. And this way was a way for us to provide a virtual version of the festival live. So the first year, each of the venues were able to, we actually broadcast from each venue live the festival, because that was just our response to COVID. Well, the second year we moved into a single venue. And what we did is we took the whole idea of doing it in 4 different venues across the city. And this is what's really neat. It's a really cool venue. It's an old Mason temple where they used to do Masonic stuff. So you have all these crazy rooms in this venue. And so what we do is we transformed all these rooms into theaters. But in doing that single venue wasn't able to have the internet bandwidth in order to do a live version of the festival. So we got with y'all and we came up with a solution, and the solution was to have the festival the next week. And in having it the next week, what we would do is we use Playout so that we could actually mirror the actual festival, and that people could actually watch it that next week and follow the actual program. And so that's one of the great things that I love about Playout, is that we can actually go and mimic the actual schedule of the festival. And so that was a very helpful and a really important aspect, because being an international film festival, you don't always have the filmmakers from all over the world being able to come in, and so it gives them a chance to watch the festival from home, right? And then it's a chance for them to show off to their family and their friends, here's my film being shown, in the United States. And so y'all give us that ability to reach a wider audience and to extend our reach of the festival. And so that was a really important addition that I think is super helpful in making us adding on to our festival that other festivals do not have.
So Brandon, as you said that this year there were more than 40 plus countries, which brings me to my next question. Like, when you have so many movies screened from so many sources, my next question would be for Chida. How does Muvi Playout managed the Fort Smith International Film Festival? Perhaps you could take us on a journey of technical aspects of it for our audiences.
Sure, Shivashish. So, like Brandon rightly said, this is his 3rd year with Muvi. Muvi Playout comes with a solution where actually you can put your contents and schedule it to be played and to be in the real schedule, like Brandon said. So after the film festival got over, the physical one, so they had to mimic with the same timeline, with the same schedule. So they uploaded the contents to the Muvi Playout platform. They created different channels, or we can say that as different rooms, where you upload your content, put the timeline. If you want to have some gap in between, you can also have that. And Playout gives you a feature where you can take the schedule out from the Muvi Playout in different formats like HLS and other shareable formats, and you play it somewhere, maybe on a website or maybe directly cast it. So you can use Muvi Playout the way you like. So the good thing is that, like Brandon said, post-COVID scenarios has opened the market for virtual film festivals. So that's why we see more and more virtual film festivals coming nowadays. So there comes the Muvi solution that we provide, the Playout solution. So you upload your contents, schedule it the time that you want, and take it from the Muvi Playout and play it to the audience. And it can reach to each people. Like Brandon said, people were very happy to see that their films are being played in the United States. So that's the power movie gives you to achieve actually, and we were happy that we could achieve that with Brandon.
Okay, so doing a movie, like organizing it on a cinema screen and taking that entire thing on a virtual display in front of TV screens or mobile phones to users has a very important drawback, I would say, or a concern, which is privacy. Like, what if the content gets leaked and it gets any unauthorized access? So, my next question again to you, Chida, is like, what are the features that were used to protect and maintain the exclusivity of the content of the Fort Smith International Film Festival?
That's a good question, Shivasi. So, the moment we say that we are going virtual, so always there is a risk of content piracy or stealing of the contents. So, movie as a whole, the movie ecosystem or movie playout, if we talk in specific here in this case, comes with a host of security features. For example, we have, like, you can put your logo on the player itself. So whenever you play the contents, you will have your logo at the desired location. You can put watermark. So watermark is something like if the user or someone is going to steal your content, it will capture your name, your IP addresses, and your email ID or whatever information you want to show. So the people who is going to pirate or who is going to steal your content will not do that, because his identity or her identity will be revealed. Apart from that, we have a feature called digital rights management, DRM, that protects screen recording or taking a screenshot while the movies are being played. So all these security features, when we combine them, it gives a sense of secureness to the owner or to the host of the event or to the owner of the account, that my contents are secured and it is not going to be stolen by person, or it will not be pirated. So movie is proud to have all these security features available with us, and we also extended all those features to Brandon this year, and we have been doing this for the last 3 years. One more interesting feature that I want to talk about here is a feature called Domain White-listing. So when I said we are going virtual, so it means it will be played on some platform. It is a website. If you don't have your own website, Movie One can help you with that. But if you're having your own website or your application, so you can take the content out of Movie Playout in the form of HLS or the shareable link, and you can play it on a website or on a app. So there comes this feature called Domain White-listings. For example, you want to showcase your movies on a specific website. So on the movie platform, we have a feature called Domain White-listing, where you can put the domain name of that website, so that only and only that website will be able to play your contents. The HLS link or the shareable link that you are sharing with them will only be able to play on that website, not on any other. So if you're trying to steal the content and you want to play it somewhere else, it will not play. So that's the feature that we have. I think it's a USP for us.
And I'd like to add some stuff about the importance of those features in doing a film festival. The protection of privacy and stuff, because what you're dealing is, so when someone shows a film for a film festival, they're giving the exhibition version of their film, right? And so if you were to put it out and it were to get out, that could hurt someone's distribution deals on digital, right? Because the ultimate goal of these filmmakers, right, is to sell their film. And so by having that protection, we're allowed to tell them that this is only for the film festival, it's part of the film festival, and that way it does not mess up any of their licensing agreements that they may have, or in presently or in the future. And so not only are you protecting, and keeping the virtual festival secure, you're actually keeping their product, because you got to think about it. A film is a filmmaker's product, and you're keeping that safe so you can maintain their licensing agreements. So that is a super important thing and very helpful feature for film festivals to provide. So yes, so that's very.
It's not only about that, Brandon. It's about like respecting the hard work that the filmmakers have put in to create that product. Like you said, it is their product, it's their child, isn't it?
Exactly. And then you talked about uploading the stuff and being able to build out the schedule. So what I'm going to show you here, this year we showed 148 films. So we have a 16-page program that we had, right? So we were able to take this entire program that we have here and build out, like you said. So we showed them in different rooms in the venue, right? So what we did on Muvi was we actually recreated the rooms. And so we recreated each room, but not only each room, what it helped us with too is we had other nights this year. So we had pre-events. So we had a 3-night festival. So we had pre-events on Thursday. We had our opening night on that Friday, and then we had the 4 rooms going all day on Saturday. And so what we did is we mimicked the times of each of the 3 days. So one of the room was for all the pre-events. So we had high school films, and the other had some other films that we played on Thursday. And so what we were able to do is take not just the 4 rooms, but 3 different days and squeeze them into one day where people could follow the times on the schedule to watch the films when they wanted to. And so that was extremely helpful in that build out section of putting that together and making it very user friendly for the end user of the people watching the festival.
So Brandon, with its 3rd successful year, as you also showed us the booklet, you must have planned to take the Rival Valleys Film Society's 4th International Film Festival to newer heights. So how do you envision your organization evolving in the future?
Actually, the conversation that we're just now having about distribution is the big step. So this year we took a really big first step, and we brought in Porter Craig Film and Media to our festival. So we're actually working on a partnership with them. Keith Craig is a former Disney executive. So he helped with distribution on Black Panther, Mulan, Jedi, and then he went and started his own distribution company. So just a couple days ago, after the virtual festival, because they waited till after the virtual festival so they could go and watch all the different movies that they wanted to see and to pick. So it actually helped us on the distribution side. The distributors were able to watch the films and use that to pick which films are going to get distribution to. So this year, they're giving licensing agreements, offering licensing agreements to 5 films for digital licensing. And these people work with Netflix, Disney, all the major streaming services, and AMC. And so what we're doing to expand the festival is we're actually turning the festival into a film market. And so one of the things, and so what you're doing with the security and stuff will be even more important for us in the coming years, because we're going to have certain aspects of the festival where the films apply for distribution. So one of the things that the distributors are looking for right now, what the streaming services and people out there are looking for, which they know, they're looking for feature-length documentaries, feature-length narratives, and they're looking for series, either docu-series or narrative series. And so what we're going to be doing is we're going to expand out to where we have a category of films where you can apply for the possibility for distribution. And that's one of the things that we want to grow, and being able to provide a virtual version that is secure is something extremely important once we take those next steps. And our whole idea is what we're going to do is we're going to build it out with them, with Porter Craig Media for the first 2 years as being our exclusive distributor. But then after that, we're going to open up, and we're working on creating what we're going to call the Mid-America film market, so that films from all over the world and regionally can come in here to our festival, and you get the chance to possibly sell your film and get wider distribution. And so that's where we're growing the festival, and this is where a major area where Muvi can help us out in that.
Okay, this looks quite promising, and I think this will give another reason for all the filmmakers also to make sure that they screen their films into the Fort Smith International Film Festival. So my next question again is for you, Brandon. If you can share some viewership insights for our viewers of the Fort International Film Festival from the last 3 years.
Well, the first year, as I said, was there's 2 kind of different experiences. So the first year was kind of really audience based, right? Because we were in the midst of COVID, and so we needed a way for people who couldn't see the festival in person to watch the festival. And so that year is very heavily audience based. The last couple years, what we have focused on, and we're working to build the audience outside, but it's mainly we use it as an amenity to give to our filmmakers, right? Because we had films that came in from over 40 different countries, nations, and tribes this year. So we had films that came in from Australia, Botswana, South America, Korea, Iran. Of course, we had some from India too, and so that whole idea is, so what we did is we created a secure page where that was what we gave out to when someone bought a ticket. What we did is we just gave that link so that they could have free access. And so that was the beautiful thing, is it's for the filmmakers, right? It's so that the filmmakers can go in and the filmmakers can go and see their films and show their films off to their family, and they can have the film festival experience without even being at the festival. And so that's an important thing about that, is being able to provide that experience to the filmmakers from wherever they're at in the entire world.
Okay, so I hope our audience has got an idea about the insights from it. Now, I have one genuine question that I would like to ask Chida. Like, you both explained that we are actually putting the entire film festival that happens physically into its virtual form. So can you shed light on the backend support system that makes it so easier for people to schedule content using Playout? Chida, if you can answer this one.
Sure, I would love to answer that. So, to be very honest with Brandon, we didn't have to give much support because they have been using it for the last 3 months, and this year probably was a butter smooth, if I can use that word. So, but in the initial years, it was like every product, you have to have a learning curve. So the learning curve was pretty fast for Brandon. But just to give you a perspective, like what are the kind of support that we give? We have a 24/7 support system in place where you can reach out to our agents on live chat, or you can send an email to support team, and we'll be get back to you right within minutes. We have a very well established support ticketing system that we have. We use our in-house product called theatrical, where customers can lock their tickets, and our 27 available team will respond to you immediately. And if there is any technicalities that needs to be fixed out, or let's say there is a bug, or that there is a kind of a question that you are unable to find something, our team responds immediately, and your issues or your queries gets resolved almost instantly. The same thing was also offered to Brandon, but like I said, it's the 3rd year with Brandon, and they are like, they know in and out of Muvi Playout. So I don't think I have to put so much effort for Brandon for the coming years also.
But yes, they were very helpful in our first couple of years. So I have my digital team, so I got my webmaster and I got my programming team who do all the uploads. And so in the first years of doing it and trying to figure out the system, our first year, y'all were extremely helpful in getting all of them up to speed and keeping going. And that's one of the great things about it, is it's user friendly on our end too, and it's very it's easy to kind of figure out. And then what's nice is learning about all the additional things that y'all add each year, which is a good thing, that watching the product grow.
Excellent. I mean, I'm more than happy to hear that from you, Brandon.
Okay, so again, Brandon, since you spoke about how Playout has indeed helped, I would like you to just say something about this collaboration of the Fort Smith International Film Festival with Muvi, and any special features that you would like to mention that actually helped Fort Smith International Film Festival scale up in the last 3 years.
Well, I'll tell you, the main feature is just being able to have multiple channels, which we turn into rooms, going at one time, because that's the most important thing. Because with our schedule, some people think, oh, you're showing one thing and another. We had multiple channels going at once. So at nighttime, you have to think probably once we had the pre-events, the opening night, and we had the day of the festival going on at the same time. So you have to think. So at we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 channels playing at the same time that people could simultaneously go from channel to channel and follow the program, right? And so that is such an important ability to be able to use those features of to have the separated out channels that that allow the end user to kind of go in, and it's like, you know, and you know, those that might be some of the things that we look at in the future is actually maybe having, in a sense, like the Fort Smith International Film Festival channel, you know, to where we kind of have movies that we show on a regular basis. So that's something that I'd like to look forward to in the future is maybe having a way to where you, not just a virtual version of the festival, but maybe we have a way to where we can showcase these filmmakers throughout the year, and by having it in such a way to where it's protected, and protecting their work might be is a very important aspect to those future ideas of building out the festival to where it's more than just the one day.
Thank you, Brandon, for such warm words. This is for our listeners also. If you are looking to create any form of streaming video service that requires technical support, Muvi will always be there for you. With this, we come to an end of this episode. But before we let Brandon go, I would like to request him, and I'm sure our audience would like to listen to as well, to suggest sheds light on how to create such amazing film festivals, and any special message that you have for the budding filmmakers across the world.
Well, so actually that's one of the things that we celebrated this year in the film festival is the theme this year was refocused, because what happened during COVID is a lot of movies either got delayed, you know, or destroyed, you know. People's films, you know, filmmakers were struggling there. That's one area that was struggling really hard. And so what we're doing is we're celebrating all the people who pushed through, because when you have the films that you finished right now, those are the people who pushed through COVID to make their films happen. Because a film doesn't just happen in that year. Usually it's a multi-year process. Trust me, I know, as a filmmaker. And so, yeah, so my advice to the filmmakers is follow your heart, follow your dreams, keep on doing the work. That's the thing, is keep pushing through no matter what's going on, you know. And so talk about being an international film festival. One of our alum filmmakers this year was from the Ukraine, and she actually made a film during the war. And her film was called My Unfortunate Cats, and it was actually dedicated to all the people who had taken care of their animals during the Russian invasion. And so if she could make a film during war, guess what? You can make a film anytime. And so there's some advice that I will give to the filmmakers, is just keep at it.
Okay, with that message to all our listeners, keep doing what you love. And I would like to thank both our guests for their valuable time. Your insights and perspectives added so much value to this discussion, and I'm sure that our listeners enjoyed this conversation. And to our listeners, if you are looking to broadcast on demand and live content via linear TV channels, Muvi Playout is the best option available for you, and you can get a free 14-day trial and decide yourself. This is that's it from me, and that's it from Muvi On Mic on this episode. This is Shivashish, and keep following our social media channels and our website for more such informative content. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Thank you.